Start stressing me out, Mark. Good afternoon and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin on beautiful Larrakia country for round 4 of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. It is a Sunday game. We've got Wanderers versus St Mary's. My name is Liz Cruz. Joining me in the commentary box today, Ian Butterworth. Welcome, Butters. We are almost underway. The umpire's going to call his first bounce back.
Well, there you go. I'm glad he did that because we were just a little bit late starting.
We just needed new batteries in the headset.
In ruck for Wanderers, of course, they didn't win the toss. Dylan Lant won the toss, Liz, and chose to kick with the breeze to the airport end, but it was Johnson from Wanderers won the tap against Jake Toa.
Big Jake Toa. He had a interrupted season for St Mary's last season. Good to see him back as Wanderers get that kick now into the 50, Butters.
They do go inside forward 50, so the defence under a little bit of pressure right from the start, and we expect Wanderers, their form hasn't been all that flash, whereas St Mary's had a good win last week and will be buoyed, particularly this man. He got beaten in the first quarter but then started to take the marks, and the big man will, the vice-captain, goal kicker extraordinaire, has won a couple of Dennis Dunn medals, and St Mary's on their way, half forward between wing and half forward, Dylan Lant. Jack Lant, I'm sorry. There's Lants everywhere. Every Tom, Dick and Harry's a Jack. St Mary's go inside forward 50. Up they fly. Can't take the mark. Was the St Mary's player Sam Glover. Ball on the ground. In dispute. Within kicking distance. Wanderers defence. Working overtime. Outside defensive 50 favouring the grandstand side. But Jack Lant takes... Not Jack Lant.
It's Blake Cook.
Blake Cook.
Yeah, he's been good for St Mary's in the first few weeks. He's only small, but he's got a big heart, so he's going to bang that one now inside 50. Wanderers got the good defenders back there with Mitchell Taylor and Bo Tedcastle bumped off the ball, and that's going to go across the line for a throw-in, Butters.
Bo Tedcastle doesn't get a lot of possessions, but when he gets them, he makes the most of it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a goal sneak.
Forward. Yes, he is.
Yep, he spent a bit of time in Melbourne with Richmond's VFL team. He's got the ball again. His ears must be burning, but some great pressure there by the Marks, and they're trying to work it out. High tackle there by St Mary's, so a free kick now to Wanderers in Daniel Fuller. He's going to go backwards.
Fuller goes back, little left foot dabbing kick. It's got to be precise. Still inside forward 50 for St Mary's. Running around is the former captain. Kicked on goal by the current captain, and I reckon he's nailed, is it?
Yep. Dylan Lant.
Dylan Lant has nailed it, and it's the first score on the board, and we are 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. St Mary's 1 straight 6, Wanderers no score. Yeah,
well, Dylan Lant, he's obviously the reigning Nichols medalist, the best and fairest in the league up here. He won that last season. It's about his 4th or so season at St Mary's, and Nate Paredes relocated to South Australia, so stepped down as captain, and Dylan's just come into that role quite naturally. He said he's never done a leadership role before, but that win in round 2, I think, really changed the trajectory of Saints' season. They were looking to be 2 love down with losses, and they came back against Waratahs.
They did. Johnson against Toa. Johnson wins the second tap in the middle of the ground. We have the secondary bench. No, St Mary's clear the football. They get the first clearance and a nice little mark taken. Off they go by hand. Sells the dummy. Land onto the left foot. Trusty left foot. Long kick from 65, if you don't mind, but misses to the right-hand side.
Yeah, St Mary's won the toss, and Dylan Lant opted to kick to the airport end. It seems to be the scoring end here at TIO Stadium. Every game I commentate, all the goals are kicked up there.
Bit of a sea breeze, I think, coming in from the north.
Yeah, you can see the flags across from us. Got a bit of a breeze there. Toa takes out his opposition, but the umpire says play on.
No free kick. St Mary's have the ball out of bounds. It's between wing and half forward. St Mary's slightly in attack. The boundary umpire will toss the ball back in. The two combatants, Toa and Johnson from Wanderers. Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Next door neighbours, these clubs, just straight across from the commentary box here.
Johnson, third tap in a row, gets the ball down, goes by hand.
Domick with the kick, I think it was. So ball hits the deck and Dylan Lant just runs through, gets a handball off, but it's intercepted by Wanderers. The umpire says play on. All the players stop momentarily, and now St Mary's trying to get it back, Butters.
Dragged off the footy, a series of handballs. Toa gets it, goes out by hand. A clear play here in the corridor. St Mary's on the move. Forward they go, and dropped the mark. You wouldn't want that to be a Christmas pudding, to be splattered all over him.
I think he's still got broken fingers, Jackson called it. Mitchell Taylor, though, running through the middle.
Perhaps he knew Mitchell Taylor was in the near vicinity. You wouldn't want to play on Mitchell Taylor, would you?
He's an absolute superstar.
He's a freak. He's fantastic. Wanderers clear the football. East gets the ball out. Nice little kick.
Brenton Motlop now with the ball. There's two Motlops playing and one coaching today. Aaron Motlop, the coach of Wanderers.
Brenton Motlop, the normal left foot kick, lays it up, but a nice mark taken deep in defence. Churgwin, the left footer, comes forward, picks up Seth Harris. Harris will bounce his way out of defence. Goes laterally with the handball. They're going to favour the grandstand side. But the mark held. Wanderers going all right. That's Big Johnson. Johnson gets the ball out to a teammate over there in Daniel Fuller. Fuller's kick, not all that precise. Wanderers, another series of handball. It'll be Shane Thorne. Wanderers have the footy now, under pressure. Marley King has been a revelation for Wanderers, down deep in their forward line. Some defensive work has got to be strong and aggressive, and Wanderers will not keep the ball in because St Mary's clear the ball from their defensive area.
Yeah, Xavier Vallejo now on the far wing gets it down, and it's a perfectly weighted kick, hits up a teammate. He's got the runners on the outside and they're kicking it in, looking for Jackson Calder, and that one's taken now. Beautiful grab there by Jackson Calder on the St Mary's clubhouse side. He plays on quickly. He's got a player in nice and close in Sam Glover. He's a new player into the team. Sam Glover off the Collingwood VFL list and originally from the North Ballarat Football Club. So there's a couple of ins for St Mary's today that we can talk about as they work the rotations down there.
So Glover it is, just left of centre, so it'll suit the right footer. It looks like he's a right footer. 45-degree angle, man on the mark 30 metres from goal, will kick from 35. He's a left footer. Doesn't suit him, it doesn't matter, it's a goal.
Yeah, lovely goal there by Sam Glover. So second goal of the game for St Mary's at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium. It is St Mary's 2-1-13, Wanderers yet to score.
Ball to be brought back into play. Just a little bit of systematic advantage in the forward line for St Mary's. Wanderers have had the ball in as often as St Mary's, but no system so far. Yeah,
Matty Motlop just running on for Wanderers, going straight down to the back line. So it looks like he's going to pick up Jack Lant. So Matty is a little bit taller than Jack.
Jack Lant was so good last week, I must say.
He's having a very good season. Yeah. But yeah, Matty Motlop's the younger brother of Aaron Motlop, the coach.
They must get a game, but started on the bench. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I want to start on the ground. It's Johnson once again, but this time it was Toa. Used the big body, got in the way. Wanderers, will they get the clearance again? They've done terrifically well in the clearances. Out wide, and that's the former skipper for Wanderers, Braden McLean. Does it precisely. On the far wing at Marara. Wanderers kicking to the Michael Long learning centre end. Kicks it in, chips it in nicely.
All on his own there, Jackson East.
East goes inside forward 50 and the big mark taken. Ooh, knocked away, 50-metre penalty. Yeah, good umpiring. Well done.
I think it's Preston Patrick, if he's got the number 4 on his back. Number 2, sorry, Henry White. Henry White puts Wanderers through for their first goal of the game, Butters.
Yep, and a warranted 50-metre penalty there because White actually took the mark in the right forward pocket. It was knocked away by the St Mary's defender. Good umpiring so far. No mistakes from the men in green or grey or whatever they are now. We used to be white maggots.
Colour. You did. We're very
maggots.
Positive about the umpires these days, though. Times have changed. Okay. And I commentated the women's game last night, and the entire umpiring panel was female. Goal umpires, central umpires, and boundary umpires. So
big change, one of the biggest changes in umpiring in my 40-odd years in the game.
Well, it's good. Even my young fella's 12, and he said he's keen to get involved next season. So,
well, so he should. So the goal kicker is in the ruck, Patrick White.
Yeah, he took Jake Toa to the ground then. So Wanderers clearing it out through vice captain Marcus Totham. Goes to their 50. Players still trying to pick it up now. Coming in, giving some pressure to the St Mary's defence. Trying to get it out wide here to Xavier Vallejo on the wing. Vallejo just gets it tapped away by White, and it's going to go across in front of the Marks interchange for a throw-in. And Shane Thorne coming off for Wanderers, coming on Daniel Clee.
Different size and shape, isn't he, Xavier Vallejo to his dad?
Yeah, Dad's big and broad. He's probably more like his Uncle Iggy, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
gives away a little bit of size, but been really working on his fitness, and he's only 18, Xavier, so...
Thought he played his best game for St Mary's. I don't see all the games, but I thought he was terrific last week against Southern Districts in their win out at Crockland. The defence of St Mary's being tested once again, and they've been up to the mark.
So Vallejo kicks it down the wing, looking for Jackson Calder, who just pushes off his opposition and tries to get the hands to Mitchie Musgrove, but instead gets it to Sam Glover. Jack Lant now under pressure from Mitchell Taylor, giving away a free kick. Jack's remonstrating with the umpires, so needs to give the ball back.
He gave it back. I mean, but
the remonstrating is usually a 50-metre straight away these days.
My word, it is. Mitchell Taylor, it is. Outside defensive 50, grandstand side at Marara. Kicks it and kicks poorly to his opposition captain, Dylan Lant. Swings onto the left foot, gets it back to Jack Lant. Jack Lant too far out to score, far too far out to score, but kicks it inside forward 50, looking for the big fella, and he takes it comfortably without any problem at all. He casually leans around, gets it, sells the dummy, and St Mary's go for number 3.
Yeah, and an easy goal there to Will Brennan, all alone, left unchecked in the goal square. Brennan debuted for St Mary's last week, so a third goal to St Mary's at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter, 3-1-19, leading the Marks one straight goal.
Too easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're just sort of loosely checking Wanderers right now, and St Mary's are switched on.
Johnson back in the ruck by the looks of things for Wanderers, has done pretty well, and we've got the chop out player for St Mary's in the ruck. Jake Toa is having a rest. Not sure whether Toa's on the pine or not. Can you see down there?
I will be able to in a minute. No, I haven't seen. He's not down there. He might have gone for some treatment.
So it's Glover. Glover's the chop out ruckman for St Mary's.
So yeah, Saints have used Big Tex Kotawa, hopefully I said his surname correctly, for the last few weeks, but he's an out today. So
Johnson it is, done well in the ruck. Glover gets the ball out by hand, and they'll get the clearance, St Mary's. The important clearance. Doesn't matter who wins the ruck.
There's Toa.
And there's Toa in the forward line. So he's having a rest. He's not on the pine, and he will kick on goal pretty much from the same angle as we had a little bit earlier. And it'll be from Glover, but I think that Toa is a right footer. And left of centre, Mitchell Taylor on the mark. Mitchell Taylor 35 metres from goal, so he'll have to kick from 40. Shouldn't be a problem with the breeze at his back. Toa kicks on goal. Let's see how he goes. He misses. Oh, the clean sheet's been broken.
So Jake Toa kicks a point for St Mary's. 3-2-20, leading Wanderers one straight goal. Wanderers now bringing it in through Braden McLean. Looking for a teammate up there. Almost a mark by Sam Davidson. Wanderers still in possession. Looks like Matty Motlop just swinging around. They're going to come back inside Saints 50. Fair bit of pressure by the St Mary's team then. Chain of handballs. They still haven't got it clear, Wanderers. They're out in front of the St Mary's clubhouse, and they've taken it over the line.
They talk forward pressure, and that was a good example of forward pressure by St Mary's in that instance. They kept the ball at least in their half. It is outside their forward 50, but certainly it is a kick and a half out from the St Mary's goal. Left half forward, tossed in by the boundary umpire. Glover wins the tap, gets it down, but it'll only go to Wanderers. Wanderers, they've got to sell the dummy. Braden McLean's had a fair bit of the footy. Swings on the left foot, goes. Can't pick up a teammate, but now Wanderers are good enough. They'll favour the scoreboard side of TIO Stadium. Series of handballs. There they go. Paredes in the van, but he's got about 3 or 4 or 5 to beat, and even he can't beat 3 or 4 or 5 Wanderers. They've been competitive. They've done very well, Wanderers. That's Marcus Totham, the vice-captain, as you said earlier, Liz, and has had a pretty good season.
At, the Wanderers Footy Club. Dad and uncles.
It is, isn't it?
Involved for many years. St Mary's now getting it out, trying to get it out through Brennan. Dylan Lant runs in to help, tries to crash through 2 Wanderers players, and it's White that picks it up, throws it on the boot, but Darcy Chergwin, he was best on ground for St Mary's last weekend. New player up from Geelong this season.
He was very good.
Played under 18s for Victoria, so he's got a bit of footy smarts about him. Just goes 360, gets the handball into Dominic Grant. Now gets the hands off to Sam Glover, who kicks it across the field, finds Nate Paredes. Nate kicking it inside 50, looking for a Bo Tedcastle. He swings around, he's got options. Brennan, Jack Lant just probably took it too casually.
Well, I reckon he got him. I reckon he got him mixed up there, because he aimed. He seemed to be aiming for the goal, the point break, but it not. And that's what eventually happened. Braden McLean. No, it'll be
Mitchell Taylor.
Mitchell Taylor to bring the ball back in.
Yeah, he's a superstar, Mitch, and he's the captain of the Wanderers this season. He does a lot of work around the club as well.
He's fantastic.
Coaching juniors and umpiring, and just a superstar.
Jackson East has the ball clear. Wanderers again. They seem to be favouring the outer, which is the scoreboard flank at TIO Stadium. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3 bounces, inside forward 50.
And they've got no one in the goal square, though.
Can he score? He can't score because Rushed takes over, and Rushed has never kicked a goal. Rushed is always a behind, and there's another one.
Yeah, Wanderers just needed to provide an option there. They had no one back, and that's why he sort of stopped and propped, and that should be in the back there to Darcy Chergwin, but the umpire says play on. White now wrapping up Dylan Lant, but manages to get the handball away. Wanderers pick it up. A quick snap there by Jackson East, high up and under to the Michael Long centre end, and it's a goal.
He's been busy, hasn't he, Jackson East, and he's got a goal. Henry White's got a goal for Wanderers, and all single goal scorers for St Mary's: Will Brennan, Dylan Lant and Sam Glover. But we are 16 minutes into the first quarter, with St Mary's leading 3-3-21, Wanderers 2-1-13. They're being a bit cheeky.
They are, and Wanderers are keeping themselves in this. St Mary's should probably be another goal ahead, I think. So they've had 6 scoring shots to 3, but the margin only 8 points.
So we've got the big man Max Johnson setting himself for Wanderers, and his opponent will be Glover. Sam Glover. First game for St Mary's?
Yes, it is. He's, as I said, a new player, most recently with Collingwood VFL, but originally from the North Ballarat.
Rangy looking lad, isn't he? I mean, not terribly tall. He'd be 193, 4, 5, but...
the real big men, you know, your Arnold Kirby's and Matty Dennis, there's not too many of them around.
No, that's true.
And they're exceptional, both of those players. They're so mobile for big men, as Patrick Grace Long gets a kick away to Xavier Vallejo in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand, kicks it back inboard to Seth Harris, who moves it along quickly, looking for Jackson Calder, and that's a better mark by Calder.
Sticky hands.
Calder now kicking it inside 50. It's a 2-on-1 there. Mitchell Taylor did well just to force that ball to the ground, puts his body on the line. St Mary's trying to get a handball backwards. It goes to the goal square, and players just crashing through. Someone's kicked it behind and someone's lost a boot out there. All happening. That was absolute chaos for a second there.
Quick play the ball, and Wanderers will bring the ball back, kicking outside forward 50, running hard. Wanderers sells the dummy one way, then the other. Terrific effort there defensively by Aidan Domick. He's got to pick up someone forward. Doesn't happen. Series of handballs. St Mary's calmly clear Joel Garner, the big bird. I bet that's his nickname.
Do you know I saw him play cricket once, many years ago, showing my age when I was a little kid.
You are showing your age?
Yep.
I saw him too, but I would never admit
Mitchy
it.
Musgrove just brought to the ground there by, I think it's Marcus Totham. Yep, a good tackle by Marcus Totham.
Yeah, warranted free kick.
Similar sizes, those two, similar players. Well done to Marcus. Great young fella, Marcus, as well. Oh, he's kicked into the man on the mark, so he gets it back, tries to get the handball away, but Mitchy Musgrove picks it up one-handed.
Don't give him a rap.
Commentator's curse.
It is. And Seth Harris centres the football. High tackle in there. No, said the umpire. Yes, said the umpire. And Wanderers will clear.
Yeah, Brady McLean doing a good job down there in the
busy,
back line.
Yep.
So Wanderers now in the centre, picked up by Aidan Domick. He just moves it through the centre. White in a one-on-one against Churgwin. Churgwin front position, and that's a fantastic defensive mark for St Mary's.
Churgwin goes to Glover. Glover just inside defensive 50. Has his man wide, and that's Xavier Vallejo. He's had a busy afternoon so far. Vallejo gets it wide to Paredes. Paredes inside forward 50. The sticky fingers didn't quite work there. Mitchell Taylor spoiled the marking attempt. Musgrove kicks the ball off the ground, and a free kick, and another warranted free kick. The umpiring's been very good. It's early days.
Yep, definitely there.
A warranted free kick.
I think it was Fuller just chucking the boot in while Mitch Musgrove was trying to pick it up, so he copped a whack.
Normally gets a goal, Liz.
Mitchie,
Musgrove.
Yeah, he does.
He's
kamikaze. He throws his body around and just does some unbelievable things, but if I say he's going to get a goal, he might miss it, so I'm not going to say anything.
So just about to tick into time on, he will kick this goal, no problem at all. He likes to get one on the board early and misses.
Butters.
I've done it. It's all over now.
But St Mary's will be disappointed with that, because that's 3 goals, 5 now. They've had 8 scoring shots to 3, so 3-5-23, leading Wanderers 2-1-13, just the 10-point margin.
Wanderers to bring the ball back. He will run his full measure. Kicks it outside, defensive 50. Go for the mark. The second grab, I reckon the second grab was over the boundary line.
Was too,
yeah, good decision by the boundary umpire. Bad luck for the big bird, Joel Garner.
Good effort, Joel Garner, in his first game for St Mary's. The former Port Power AFL player, Port Adelaide Sandford player, and Footscray VFL. So
goodness, he's got a background.
It's a fair resume.
Ball to be tossed in by the boundary umpire, kicking a half around from the St Mary's goal, right half forward, grandstand side.
Bit different playing at Darwin in the build-up when it's 150% humidity.
Serves him right. Wanderers get the ball clear. Austin Smith goes into the corridor, but Churgwin once again. You said I actually commentated that game last week. I didn't give him best on the ground, but I gave him 2 votes last week. I think Jack Lant I gave 3 votes to last week.
Jack Lant has
kicks
kicked
it long.
The goal.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it, said Jack Lant from about 55 metres. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well done, Jack Lant. That was a huge kick. So Jack Lant, we better mark him down. Saints have needed that steadying goal. And yeah, Darcy Churgwin got the club best and fairest, so he came home with a Yeti, sponsored by Designer Kitchens. They're the wanted thing at St Mary's Club this season in the post-game awards. Stewie Johnson from Designer Kitchens, he's been a great sponsor of St Mary's for a number of years. So St Mary's now 4-5-29, leading Wanderers 2-1-13 at the 21.5-minute mark, Butters.
And one of the features of Jack Lant's game again last week was a 55-metre goal, so he can kick him from 55 and he can kick him from 15. So
there's 3 brothers that grew up in the backyard, and I'm sure his mum Terry's watching now as we see a free kick be paid. So Wanderers obviously with an infringement there, and that'll go to Jake Toa.
Jake Toa, this is easy, says Jake Toa. Lays off by hand, inside forward 50 again, over the back, can't take the mark, ball off hands. Handball inside the defensive 50, but the defensive work there, terrific effort by Braden McLean, who's been really busy. Gee, they'd be struggling without him down there. Mitchell Taylor probably broken even, but here's Lant again. He goes by hand this time, doesn't try to kick it, but kicking the ball is Mitch Musgrove, and he did what he did the last time. Yeah, he missed by a country mile.
Probably had a bit more time than he realised then, probably could have steadied, but I was just looking at Dominic Grant, who's playing for St Mary's. It's his first game against his old club, Wanderers. So he's been down to Adelaide.
So is he from the Grant family?
Yep, from Wanderers.
Yep.
So he's been down in Adelaide, really good friends with Kieran Parnell, and Kieran's dear mum Kim passed away earlier this year, and the boys wanted to play a season together, which is really nice friendship.
Fuller it is, inside the defensive 50, gets the ball out to Jackson East, who has been busy and kicked a goal. East now gets it outside for defensive 50.
Churgwin
looking for
over
the high
top.
mark, but Churgwin caught everything, including the kitchen sink last week, and he started in the right vein this week. Lant runs around onto the left foot. Poor blocking there, didn't realise he was a left footer, but a good mark. Strong mark. This is how you do it.
Pretty good. He's still got busted fingers. He broke or dislocated his fingers in round 1, Jackson Calder, and missed the rest of the game he was playing. So he had round 2 off and came back last week. So he's still got them strapped. So I'm sure they're a bit sore. But Jackson Calder, the champ, he's won the Dennis Dunn League goal kicking for the last few seasons.
Yeah, let's hope he hasn't got a broken toe, because he needs the toe to kick the football. But he needs the hands to mark it, so you're quite right. And he doesn't miss too often, and he hasn't missed that one either. St Mary's now getting some reward for their forward forays. St Mary's 5-5-35, a little bit wasteful in front. Wanderers 2-1-13, 23 coming up, 24 minutes in, the siren imminent.
Yeah, and St Mary's with 5 individual goal kickers so far in this game, but Darcy Chergwin in full back, he's just dominating. He hasn't allowed much past him today, Butters.
No, he's been terrific, hasn't he? And Sam Glover looks as though he might be a little bit of a player for St Mary's too, but Jake Tower, Sam Glover has been the chop out in the ruck for Jake Tower, and Tower up against Henry White, and Henry White has got a bit of a roving commission. Not a tall man, but strongly built. Tower, also strongly built. Gets it to Lance. Lance had plenty of the football, as he normally does. And I'm not sure whether he aimed at for his brother then, but...
and a 50-metre penalty's been paid.
Now, it wasn't for the man on the mark. I'm not sure what that was. There was something off ball there.
Well, Jack Lant will walk right up to the top of the goal square. Mitchell Taylor will go back behind the line, and Jack Lant should put this one straight through for his second goal in this opening quarter of round 4 Men's Premier League.
And he does just that.
Jack Lamp becomes St Mary's first multiple goal kicker. So the score now, St Mary's 6-5-41, leading Wanderers 2-1-13. We're at the 25-minute mark of this first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. And Butters, this game was moved to TIO Stadium for the weekend because they were meant to play a home game at Tracy Village.
Yes.
But the ground was deemed unsuitable, so common sense prevailed, and we are here at TIO. We're enjoying the aircon. I'm not sure if anyone else is. But
another big defensive player, or tall defensive player for St Mary's who's not playing today is Will Robinson, who was
he's
quite
out.
Good last week
and
too.
Zach Robinson's also missing today. They've had quite a few changes. So Tex Corowa, who played really well the last 2 weeks.
Cordefa, I reckon. Cordefa, never mind. It doesn't really matter because he doesn't care. So if he doesn't care, then then it shouldn't be our problem either. Running hard after the football, Blake Cook.
Yeah, Austin Smith in the number 6, Guernsey, for the marks. He's got the blonde surfy hairdo. He's having a crack today. He's throwing himself in there. He's
had some nice touches, but certainly their best player so far has been Braden McLean down back.
Nate Paredes now with a free kick in the middle, boots it in, looking for Jack Lamp, but at the back, Jack Lamp was the decoy, and a nice chest mark there. I think it is Glover.
He looks a bit Gloverish, doesn't he?
Can't see his number from
tall,
here. Yep.
Tall, lean.
Number 19, Sam Glover. So beautiful kick by Nate Paredes. So as we said, Glover, first game for the St Mary's Footy Club today from North Ballarat Football Club, and has spent a bit of time on Collingwood's VFL list. I'll try not to repeat myself too much for this game, but that's all I know about him at the moment. Mitchell Taylor jumps on the mark. Glover's put that straight through, turns around and acknowledges Nate Paredes for his kick and gives high fives all around. So St Mary's now extending their lead, 7-5-47 to Wanderers 2-1-13.
So 2 goals to Glover, 2 goals to Jack Lant, singles to Will Brennan, Dylan Lant and Jackson Calder. And the goal scorers, their 2 goal scorers for Wanderers, Henry White and Jackson East. And Henry White, the man we mentioned, he's a goal kicker. He will take the tap, or attempt to take the tap, against Jake Tower in the centre of the ground, as we've run 27 and a half minutes.
I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning, Butters. So
if you fall asleep, if you hear a thump, it'll be you falling asleep.
We had junior footy here this morning as that ruck tap goes down. Dylan Lant unable to pick it up, but picked up now by Marley King. Wanderers getting it out wide. Joel Cabillo now. Handball misses the target in Domick, but picked up by Paul Forrester.
Forrester goes forward. Marcus Totham, too far out for him to score, has a player on the lead and picks him up nicely.
Looks like Brenton Motlop out there in the number 13.
Brenton Motlop, he is well right of centre, but Brenton Motlop, we normally see him down back, so let's see how he goes kicking for goal. Being right of centre, he is a lump of a lad, but being right of centre, it'll suit the left footer.
Yeah, he's a good fella, Brenton. I know him well from rugby, plays for the Nightcliff Dragon rugby club. He's a very, very loyal club person, so let's see if he can kick this one. Probably kicking from about 40 metres by the time he kicks
Will it be a defender's kick? Brenton Motlop, very steady, lines it up and does it nicely. Thank you very much, you forwards. Why can't you kick goals?
Yeah, well done there, Brenton Motlop. He becomes the third kicker for Wanderers. I'll put my glasses on. Their other goal kickers, Henry White and Jackson East. While for St Mary's, Will Brennan with 1, Dylan Lant with 1, Jack Lant with 2, Sam Glover with 2, and Jackson Calder with 1. So we'll go to the quarter time break. It is St Mary's 7, 5:47, leading Wanderers 3-1-19.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to the second quarter of this round 4 game between Wanderers and St Mary's here on a Sunday at TIO Stadium. We're not used to these Sunday games, Butters, but it's great to be here.
Look, it is, and St Mary's had the better, of course, of that first quarter. They're leading by 28 points, 7-5-47. It probably could have been a little bit better than that to Wanderers, 3-1-19, 28-point lead at quarter time. But they've got probably a 3-goal breeze at their back, so Wanderers, it'll be their turn to kick it with the breeze.
Yeah, absolutely. The airport end is the scoring end. But, 12 scoring shots to 4 for St Mary's. Wanderers with a little bit of work to do. Coaches Anthony Vallejo and Aaron Motlop, they actually work together for the Clodtough Foundation. They do some great work in schools with our young men, but so they work together and now they're coaching against each other here today.
Jake Toa, it'll be lining up in ruck for St Mary's, and his direct opponent will be Max Johnson. Toa and Johnson, up they go. Toa wins the tap, gets it to Paredes. Paredes high up and under, inside the forward 50. Got the first possession, and it is kicked out there nicely, that time by Blake Cook, but it's just defended nicely too.
Yeah,
so
Mitchell
Wanderers.
Taylor once again just getting that out for his team. Kick almost marked there by St Mary's Zach Robinson, who I think I said wasn't playing, but he is. Sorry to the viewers at home, but manages to get a handball now out the back to Seth Harris.
Harris will go forward looking for Glover, no, it's not Glover.
That's Mitchie Musgrove.
Mitch Musgrove. Musgrove
we'll
goes wide. Yeah, goes wide again.
Xavier Vallejo out there on the far wing, kicks into the man on the mark, and it is the Mucks that turn it over through Aidan Domick. He had a great first quarter, puts it on the boot and hits up a teammate in Sam Davidson.
Sam Davidson it is on the far wing, just backward. This time it'll go inside at least their half. Davidson kicks it forward, but she was Churgwin, and he's been dominant. He's been a terrific player. They've had a number of very good plays. Churgwin will go short, the left footer, favouring on the outer. Musgrove.
Just slowing it down now, St Mary's.
They look untidy, some of these players, don't they?
What are you trying to say? He needs a haircut? Wanderers with that handball out, but mopped up there.
Tighter shorts.
The days of the tight shorts of years gone by have gone, Butters, as St Mary's picking that up through Blake Cook, hitting up Jackson Calder, and he's grabbed that one with the big mitts. He did look around to play on quickly, but decided against it. So Jackson Calder, the champ, as they call him at St Mary's, should kick that from about 40 metres out.
Has a goal, got one in the first term.
Yep.
Multiple goal scorers. Sorry, Glover's got 2 and Jack Lance got 2, so they're the multiple goal scorers. And so may be joined left of centre by Jackson Calder.
Yeah, so Jackson Calder walking it in up the Michael Long centre end, puts it on the right. It's coming back, but gone through for a behind. So St Mary's now moving to 7-6-48, leading Wanderers 3-1-19 at the 2-minute mark of this second quarter.
Braden McLean goes short to Jackson East. He's had plenty of it too. East will kick outside defensive 50. Does it nicely to the skipper. Looking for options. Goes across the face of goal. Picks up a teammate. Immediately. Terrible kick off the boot, but a series of handballs goes to East once again. East will kick inside forward 50, right half forward. Mark drop it that should have been taken by Henry White, and Churgwin will clear up nicely. He'll go by hand.
He gets it back from Harry Ling, his fellow Geelong teammate out there today. Churgwin's kick going up, almost a mark there to Charlton Offerman's. Picked up though by Mitchie Musgrove. He's got Jack Lant all on his own from about 70 out. Lant puts it on the boot. Jackson Calder spills the mark. Still putting pressure on the Wanderers there. Picked up by Ankin Lewis, and Wanderers finally get it out through a kick.
They do through a series of handballs. The kick gets out wide to the very busy Aidan Domick. Domick's been very good for Wanderers. Wanderers go forward. Mark taken. Out they go by hand to another busy player, Austin Smith. Smith inside forward 50. Can't take the mark. Ball comes out by hand. Series of handballs, and it'll be the blonde-haired boy once again, and he's got the first goal of the second term. Very importantly, it is Austin Smith. Goes to Wanderers, and Wanderers move on to 4-1-25. edging closer. St Mary's 7-6-48, 4 minutes into the second term.
Yeah, got the hands on the knees now, Austin Smith, but he's worked super hard in the first quarter for the Muck-Mucks and rewarded with a goal now inside the first 4 minutes of this second quarter. So Muck-Mucks just steadying. They're just keeping themselves in the race here, Butters.
They are, and they don't seem to have quite the system. I think Jackson Calder hasn't got the sticky fingers that he had last week, because he's had a few and he's missed a few. So the old Christmas plum pudding, perhaps he's thinking of Christmas. as we've got Max Johnson up against Toa. Johnson once again been terrific in the ruck. They probably won the ruck between Johnson and his chop out. Series of handballs, back they go, kick on goal, and it's East to kick on goal, and he's done it beautifully.
So the Muck-Mucks with 2 quick goals. Jackson East with his second of this game. They're, as I said, just keeping themselves in it. They are trailing St Mary's 5-1-31 to 7-6-48. So St Mary's have been a bit inaccurate. Wanderers with the 6 scoring shots and St Mary's with 13.
But it's the scoring end, of course, the airport end at TIO Stadium. We can see the flags, and it's probably, as we said at the start, 2 or 3 goals, and it still is 2 or 3 goals. The sea breeze is not going to ease up, and Wanderers making the most of it. And also the man in the ruck, I think, has done a terrific job. Max Johnson has been fantastic and is getting first use of the footy to his inside midfielders. Johnson.
Yeah, he's just jumping over the top of Toa at the moment, so got that one down again. Players trying to go up and mark it, and Xavier Vallejo putting the tackle on now on Domic. Taken to ground, and the umpire says it's his, but you're right, he's just getting the elevation over Jake Toa, so Wanderers winning the ruck battle.
The 2 big men together, and it was Johnson once again got a fingernail to it. Wanderers, will they get the clearance? No, they won't. Ball on the ground, in dispute again. Not getting an easy kick, St Mary's. Now they get the ball away. Inside forward 50. Sticky fingers down there. Can't take the mark. Yes, they can take the mark. That will seem to come off a few sets of hands, but the umpire was much closer.
How good was the spin out of the middle by Offermans, though? Did the 360 and threw it on the boot. And big Jackson Calder will have yet another shot on goal. He's kicked the one. He's kicked a couple of behinds. So he's having a really good battle down there with Mitchell Taylor. I call it pretty even at the moment.
Yep. But could have been in his favour, Calder, because he's missed a couple of gettables.
That's a better kick by Jackson Calder, and he puts it through for his second. And St Mary's, they are leading but did need that steadier. So the score now 8-6-54, leading Wanderers 5-1-31 at this almost the 7-minute mark of this second quarter here at TIO Stadium. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Premier League competition. I've been talking all weekend, Butters.
Underwater with a mouthful of marbles.
It's just about football. So we had a big weekend of footy here at TIO Stadium, and some really interesting games. And Southern Districts came out and smacked Pint. Didn't see that one coming.
And I also heard, a little bird told me, you've also been to basketball this weekend.
That was just today. We've been at footy, then basketball, then
so where's your priorities?
Back here. I told my kids they've got to start making some decisions or start riding their bikes. But Wanderers now out of the middle. Kick smothered off the mark there, but it's going to go inside 50. Maddie Motlop looking for it, but Harry Ling at the back gets a high one. So
you got to whack around the chops there.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
No, but he didn't whinge and whine about it, as Souter has the football. St Mary's under pressure once again. Wanderers not giving it away. Mitchell...
I think it was White.
It was White, yeah, but St Mary's might clear on the outer. Inside by hand. A series of handballs. Another one inside to Dylan Lant. Dylan Lant was run over the top and the high tackle paid.
Yep.
Good umpiring.
And St Mary's handballs weren't really quite hitting either there. So a combination, then Dylan Lant's going to have to come off with the blood rule now. So Nate Paredes is going to start running on. Former captain. Dylan Lant, the captain this season for St Mary's, and he's doing a really good job. He's letting his footy do the talking. He's almost taken it up a level if that's possible.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that it is, but I think you're right. I don't think he can play any better than he did last season. Of course, the Nichols, warranted Nichols medalist, if there is such a thing.
So just a bit of blood coming from Dylan Lance's knee. If his mother Terry is listening, he's okay.
Diddums.
Terry's a very supportive mum. They come up every year. Now, Darcy Turgwin in the back line chips it in to Harry Ling, the Geelong combination.
They work well together, don't they?
Yeah, they're both from St Mary's, sorry, not allowed to say that. St Mary's in Geelong, Harry Ling in his second season for St Mary's in Darwin.
Ling goes forward, looks forward, finds it might be Glover, the left footer. Glover inside forward 50 in the Calder direction. Calder running hard. Calder traps it, turns around. Looked like it come off the side of the boot, and probably did come off the side of the boot. And nice intercept mark, Paul Forrester. Wanderers are away. They're outside defensive 50. The big man.
Yeah, he's having a great game for Wanderers, just slowing it down now and telling his team to push down. So he puts it on the boot. Big long kick. Churgwin's in front of White here. It should be a free kick. No mark, no free kick, but St Mary's take it away nevertheless. And now
something off play.
I think it was Dominic Grant just saying hello to one of his old Wanderers teammates.
Josh Cullinan directing opponents or teammates forward. No hurry.
Umpire says play on.
Of course, and the umpire should have said play on too, because he certainly took plenty of time. Over the back there is Zach Robinson, who's been okay today. Zach Robinson gets it out to Souter. Souter, not a high possession winner, but when he gets it, he does something with it. This time, no exception. Offermans on the wing, on the outer. Chips forward. Does it well to Glover. Glover, he goes forward. Handball inside. The old Shannon Rioli number. Jack Lant wearing it, and wearing it with distinction. Still got another 200 games and about 9 premierships to catch up with Shannon Rioli.
It was great to see him out at the huddle, though, for St Mary's.
It was, wasn't it? Yep.
Yeah, he's had an absolutely glittering career, Shannon Rioli. Absolutely lovely fella as well.
Certainly has. I mean, as I said, 200 games and about 9 premierships. That's useful.
Yeah, played for NT Thunder, and he's done it all, So
here's
coming off for Dylan Lant, coming back on with that knee.
Bo Tedcastle. I want to call him Ted Bowcastle, but I can't, can I?
Bo Tedcastle, yeah.
Yeah.
Bo's been down in Melbourne. He was living with Xavier Clark down there and his beautiful wife Laura. So spent a bit of time on Richmond's VFL list, where Xavier was coach last year, but Xavier's obviously going to North Melbourne now. So, yeah, that higher level of footy would have been a great experience for Bo, but chopped off there by Austin Smith for Wanderers.
Marcus Totham, he's just got to work his way into the game a little bit more. I'm not sure where he's playing, Liz. Maybe he's a loose man in defence, because he seems to be wandering around there.
Looks like he's picking up Benjamin Brown in the 42 there for St Mary's. So
okay, so he's got at least he's got something to aim
size.
At. Yeah.
Both the ruckmen go to ground, and both of them say, "Who's free kick?"
And I wonder which way the umpire will
go
St.
Mary's
here.
way by the reaction.
Because Toa was in front, so presumably Johnson grabbed hold of him and dragged him down.
Yep. He's not happy, the Wanderers big man.
No, but he can't say anything.
No.
Otherwise, come back here, sunshine.
Haven't seen it really paid in the NTFL this season like we did in the AFL, the automatic 50. Toa with the quick hands off, gives it to Bo Tedcastle, a little chip in, but the umpire says, bring it back, fellas.
I wasn't ready, gentlemen. Probably I get a bit cranky with umpires when they split the atom. But that time, certainly he was setting him up on the mark, and time off was blown, and so bring the ball back. So he's probably within kicking distance, although he's kicking into the teeth of a breeze, Big Jake. Left of centre, right footer. Suit him, goes by hand once again, and it's Tedcastle. Tedcastle kicks it, and
he just didn't. He went back in the other way, and the Wanderers defenders were onto him, so the hands were up. So the score at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter: St Mary's 8-7-55, leading Wanderers 5-1-31. As Wanderers bring it down the far side, it's going to go across the line in front of the Wanderers clubhouse over there, or the Wanderers shed, as we call it in Darwin.
As you do. Thomas Knight saw the ball over the boundary line. Aidan Domick was hovering.
Did you know the Wanderers shed hasn't got any walls, but it's got 2 windows, Butters?
I didn't know it had 2 windows.
Joke?
No.
Darrell window and Ashley window.
Ah, cute. Okay, yeah. Ball.
Darwin people will get that joke. Jackson Calder picks it up as his feet gives the hands off. Looking for Ted Castle at the back. He just pushes his player to ground. Dylan Lant chasing it. Little kick to Ted Castle isn't going to make the distance. Maddie Motlop, I think that is running through.
Yes, it was. Motlop gets the ball clear, but Dylan Lant, this time on the non-preferred right foot, gets the ball in, and the mark taken nicely by Will Brennan.
So, yeah, he's kicked 1 already today. He debuted last week for St Mary's out at Fred's Pass, where you were commentating, Butters. Would have been a nice cool day out there.
Yeah, oh, it was, yep. So Brennan it is. Got a goal in the first quarter, as you suggested. 55 plays 31. Brennan, left of centre. Distance not an issue. It's only one of accuracy, and the accuracy is not there, and the distance wasn't there either. So maybe the breeze is a little bit stronger than we perhaps anticipate.
It did look to be taken by the breeze, but nevertheless, Wanderers bringing it in through Braden McLean. He's a former NT captain, representative captain, bringing it in now, looking for Austin Smith, but Nate Paredes just reads it so much better. Little chip in to Jack Lant, and he's going to stop and go back and have a shot on goal from inside the 50.
Jack Lant it is. Now, Jack Lant, he was a game breaker last week, and he's kicked 2 goals already, directly in front. He's a bullocking sort of a player, isn't he?
He's built very differently to Dylan.
He is, but he's effective in his own way.
There's a third brother. He played for St Mary's last season, so 3 boys. So Jack Lant, will kick that just from inside 50. Puts it on the right. They're all struggling to kick goals.
My word, they are. And
end.
Certainly they've been wasteful in front. 8-9-57 St Mary's. Wanderers 5-1-31. Wanderers got the first couple of goals of the quarter. St Mary's now have had the ball on a string in their forward line. Mitchell Taylor. Will he go short?
He can kick it about 70, Mitch, if he gets onto it and roosts it. So he's done exactly that. So he kicks it down to the wing. Almost a mark there. There's been a whistle.
But not by the controlling umpire.
No,
Something's happened
go to
off
St
play.
Mary's. So picked up and played on quickly by Zach Robinson.
Robinson goes inside. Gets it out there to Joel Garner, the big bird. Gets to Glover. Glover on the left foot, looking for the full forward. Can't take the mark. They've got him, a couple of players on him now.
Yeah, Mitchell Taylor's just got that elite speed where he can leave his player and go and force that defensive contest and punch the ball over the line. He's such a magnificent size too, so really hard to match up on Mitchy Taylor.
But the St Mary's have the ball inside their forward 50, but a defensive free kick, and it'll go to Taylor, the man, the captain, the skipper, the everything, the Mr. Everything man.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on NT Thunder's list, so he's played at that NEFL level and just got...
Didn't he spend some time at Richmond at one stage?
Don't think so. He's played down a fair bit in sort of Mildura way as well.
Right.
So ball out on the wing now, picked up by Benjamin Brown. He's going to bring it back inboard. Hits up Nate Paredes easily. Another little chip in, looking for Jack Lant, but the big fella for Wanderers gets a hand in there. Ted Castle now swinging around on the right. I'm pretty sure it was touched off the boot, but the umpire has paid a mark, and it looks like Mitch Musgrove out there.
Mitch Musgrove it is, number 22.
Yeah, his brother Jack Musgrove played earlier.
How far is Parnell away?
A couple of weeks. I saw him Friday night. He's doing that shoulder rehab. He had the operation in the off season as Mitch Musgrove jogs in, and he has finally kicked a goal for St Mary's in this second quarter. St Mary's 9-9-63, leading Wanderers 5-1-31. But yeah, Kieran Parnell had the shoulder operation. He's been doing a lot of rehab in the gym, so he's looking huge.
Is he?
He is. Great fella, Kieran Parnell.
So 2 goals apiece. Since Wanderers got the first 2, St Mary's have got the 2 more latterly. So all square. St Mary's started the quarter 28 points ahead. They are currently, 32 points ahead. So they've edged forward by virtue of a number of non-goals. In ruck, Henry White over the back, Glover. Trip.
So free kick coming.
Through the ball away.
Yeah, back now.
St Mary's go forward. Ted Castle, a bit casual there and probably gave away a free kick. No?
It's gone St Mary's way to Ted Castle. That kick didn't come off as intended though, and there's another whistle. The umpire's paid a 50-metre penalty. No? I have no idea what's going on.
Jack Lant running hard after the football. Mitchell Taylor in pursuit. Jack Lant swings around, and Jack Lant did what Jack Lant does and got his fourth.
Third?
Got his third.
Yeah, Jack Lant, he's on song today. In fact, he's having an absolutely fantastic season for St Mary's, kicking his third goal. So the score now, St Mary's 10-9-69, leading Wanderers 5-1-31 at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter here at TIO Stadium.
Watching the boundary umpire bring the ball back. If you've got legs that long, you should be able to run like that, shouldn't you?
A beautiful running style.
It certainly has.
Like a gazelle.
Ball back in the middle. And it's Henry White in ruck against Glover. Glover from St Mary's. Sam Glover, number 19, playing his first game. Been pretty good. Has a couple of goals. Got them in the first term. Ball tossed up by the boundary umpire. Glover probably got a fingernail to it. Dylan Lant cleverly out by hand.
Umpire
Mitch
called
Musgrove.
it a throw. So I don't think it was, and Dylan's doesn't think it was either. So I think it was just
doesn't matter.
It's
what the umpire thinks.
That's correct.
So just backward of the centre, Wanderers will have the free kick. Cleverly done by St Mary's there, and that was Dominic Grant. But the ball is out of bounds, and the Wanderers in attack, a kick and a half out from goal. Right half forward between wing and half forward, grandstand side at beautiful TIO Stadium.
So a real opportunity for Wanderers here to keep pushing it forward. It's the throw-in will be about 55 metres out from their goals. So players going up now. St Mary's win the tap down. It's gone out to Smith. He's been fantastic today for Wanderers. St Mary's player underneath it, Patch Grace Long. So the famous surname Long back at playing St Mary's.
Is he related?
Yeah, he's PJ's son.
Oh, okay.
The youngest Long brother. So Darcy Churgwin now to Nate Paredes inboard to Dylan Lant. Dylan Lant finding up Belejo all alone on the wing. Puts it on the right. And that's a beautiful mark, beautiful kick as well.
Well weighted. And St Mary's in the van here. Offermans goes inside. Been useful, Offermans. A series of handballs, outside defensive 50. And there's Vallejo once again.
Yeah, Offermans is a first gamer today as well. He comes from Southport in the VFL and has also played for Labrador in Queensland. So Southport, a super strong footy club over there in Queensland.
Ball to be tossed in, kicking it's inside or almost inside forward 50. About a kick and a half out from St Mary's goal, left half forward in this second term, closing in 21 and a half minutes. Handball out they go. Inside. Totham. Nice handball. Another long looping handball, and it was dropped but picked up by Totham once again, who kept running. Well done to him.
They haven't kicked it once. It was all handballs down.
It was all
and that's
handball,
a goal.
And it was a beautiful goal. Probably the goal of the year.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and it was Aidan Domick.
Well, we've talked him up all game. He's been trying super hard. So just a very interesting chain of handballs down the wing there, resulting in a goal for the Wanderers. 6-1-37, trailing St Mary's 10-9-69.
And it'd be nice to see that in replay, because you're quite right. It didn't touch the boot, did it? Just a series of handballs.
Yeah, Brenton Motlop, Marcus Totham, they're combining really well for their team, and Brenton's run back down to full forward on Darcy Churgwin, so don't really see Brenton in full forward, but maybe he's in his twilight years of his footy career. He's
kicked a goal in the first term. It was a nice goal.
Yeah, he's, like I said, a great fella, great rugby player, so lovely family, the Motlop. So back underway here. Toa this time winning the tap, but it's Smith for Wanderers. No, there's been a free kick, Butters.
Yes, and it'll probably go to Wanderers, I would suggest. They just bumped into each other, the big man, and this time Max Johnson, who's dominated the ruck proceedings, gets it inside forward 50,
Churgwin.
but over the back Churgwin. I think you suggested he might be just a little bit too tall and rangy, as Dylan Lant has the footy in defensive 50.
Yeah, I think he prepares really well, Churgwin. He's been at that elite junior level, so he continued that into his senior level and does all the right things, trains really well.
Hard habits to break.
Yeah, and he's come up here for an NT footy experience and is loving everything that it brings with it.
Certainly gets Sam Davidson, goes wide. Still not inside forward 50. Wanderers still competitive this time. Inside forward 50. Looking down there over the back. Can't take the mark was our man Aiden Domick. And the ball is rushed behind.
Churglin's going to bring it in. He switches down the grandstand side with a handball, following what Wanderers did for their last goal. Kick now coming back inboard, cut off by Matty Motlop. Can't quite take the mark. Shane Thorne picks it up, but cut off there by Benjamin Brown. Coming through the middle now, Jack Lant just
couple of hard nuts there. Yeah, did he
and
well.
Says hello to Sam Davidson, and meanwhile Nate Paredes has just run it into 50.
Oh, cleverly done.
And a nice mark there for Saints.
Nate Paredes, he's just a cool and collected customer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a quiet kind of fella, and
doesn't waste a kick.
Absolutely, probably the best manners you've ever met out of anyone at Saints Footy Clubs. But
you can't play footy if you've got manners.
He's got a lovely family that come up and watch him from country Victoria every year, and he goes out with Danielle Ponto, who's a superstar of the AFLW competition. In
her own right. Offerman's kicks on goal for St Mary's, didn't quite make the distance in front. Can't take the mark. Ball on the ground. In dispute. Mitchell Taylor. Cleverly done, Mitchell Taylor. And the ball is out. Left forward pocket for St Mary's. So they're in the scoring zone.
They are. So it's almost the 25-minute mark of this second quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. All the players are pushing forward. There's only two players behind the centre circle. Ball in.
Johnson over the back. Here he is. Jack Lant kicked a miraculous goal earlier. That time was almost another one. Hit the post, minus score. And St Mary's a 10-10-70 at the long break, leading Wanderers 6-2-38. So a 32-point lead to St Mary's. They extended their quarter-time lead from 28 to 32 at half-time. It is the Saints on top by 32 points.
That's right. Jack Lant with 3 goals for St Mary's, Sam Glover and Jackson Calder with 2 singles to Will Brennan, Mitchie Musgrove, and Dylan Lant, while for the Wanderers, Jackson Easters kick a couple, Henry White, Brenton Motlop and Aiden Domick 1 apiece. We'll go to the halftime break and be back for a big second half after these messages.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Kick to the top of the goal square, but Pint scrambling in defence, but only as far as Turnbull there. He hands it off to Carlin once again. He kicks long towards goal. The kick looks pretty good. I think it's just got there. It has. So first blood on the board to Waratah. To it, but again Pint set up in defence. This time the kick's smothered and play on's the call as the tackle comes in. Here's the big fella Hutt gets on the end of it, easy as you like, and just bangs it straight through the middle. Toby Hutt with the goal for Tars and gets his hand on it, then turns it over, and Pint trying to work it through the hands. The left foot kick is hooked right back into the goal square. It's going to go all the way, I think. It has, and that was Bennett for Pint, as it's brought in by Smythe. Straight down the middle of the ground. Thomas Motlop's in some space at the back of the pack, and he's got another one. So just in the right place at the right time a couple of times. Thomas Motlop, Pint go inside forward 50 again. Ryan cleverly gets it over, and now a snapshot towards goal. Looks good. It is good. And that was Andrew Jones got on the end of that one. Ball at ground level is swooped on, and now an opportunity for Thomas Motlop. Just bats it forward, and now a snapshot for goal. Looks good. It is good. And
kind of stepped out to 25-point lead.
Kirby with the long kick straight down the middle of the ground. Williams spilt the mark. Here's a chance, and Hutt at ground level. So a costly mistake back there by Warwick Williams. He's ground, and Turnbull gets a hand pass over the top to Munkara. He goes for a run round the outer side of the ground. A couple of bounces now, loses control of it, but gets it back again. He has a third bounce. He's running all the way up to the goal line here. Kicks towards goal from about 10 metres out, and a terrific piece of play. We talked about having the courage to take the game on, Dave, and that's exactly what he did. To Cassidy. Cassidy kicks high towards half forward, punched away off the hands. Silver with the hand pass over the top to the advantage of Brody Carroll. Brody Carroll on the left foot, and once again just quick movement of the ball. It is for Pint, and tackled with the ball out wide there was Skeen McMahon. Now here's another shot at goal from out wide. It's Munkara again, is it? Straight through for a goal from out on the boundary line. Hooks one over the top again, but it's Pint at ground level. As Motlop on the outside of the boot kicks towards goal. It's swinging back. I think he's got it. He has got it. It's just got over the line. Stephen Motlop with once again a bit of magic. The city end half of the ground as they've all pushed back. Tars to try and stop it. Pint to try and get there's a kick off the ground out of the middle of the pack, and it's a goal, and Pint have got themselves back in front. We're just trying to work out who it is that they pick up off the ground. I think it might be Elliot Chalmers in there. I think it is, yeah. Kirby in front, gets it over the back to Collis. Collis gets a quick kick forward as the siren sounds. The game's over miraculously. Excuse me. Pint have given up a huge margin, and then somehow have managed to come back and got their noses in front and held on in the end to win by 1 point, Dave. What a game of footy. Oh. Kim Cantilla, so back to two. He runs around the player on the mark, kicks along with the left. The kick looks pretty good. It's going right to the line. It's going over the line and through for the first goal of the match. And
Grappy in the midfield.
So from the rock contest, Tui again clearing away, and a shot at goal. Swinging back on the breeze. Looks good. It's Timothy Babui. And his teammates get around him. That's another goal to Tui. Pretty well behind there. Use it to Michael Dunn. He chips the ball down towards centre half forward. Oh, through the hands. Oh, ball slips out, and now another chance for Tui. The ball's banged on the boot there by Jason Purantarameri Jr. And it's another Tui goal. Streaming out, and now the ball at ground level again, and Palmerston defenders are worried as it's picked up by Orville this time. On the left foot, he kicks along towards goal. It's floating all the way through. Brock Orville gets on the scoreboard as well to get it to Tipalura. Tipalura kicks inside 50 at ground level. There's another opportunity. Running round, Roy Cantilla swings on the right foot, just found himself some space. And Kim Cantilla, sorry it was, that kicked that goal.
In front, but he did well to get back in front of it.
Patullo wins the hit out down to Edmonds. Edmonds snaps at goal. I think he's got it. He has. It's another Palmerston goal, and it's Edmonds again. Kick looks like that's going across the face. It's falling short. Punched away from behind. Kim Cantilla at ground level picks up, snaps around the corner, and celebrates as well as anyone ever has with a fist pump to the air. Control it in the end, and now he's got some support from McDonald. Tipping Woody gets it back. And now back over the top to McDonald tipping Woody, snaps towards goal. I think he's got it. He has, and his first goal for the game. Tiwi off and running once again as Orville kicks down here in front of the grandstand. Kim Cantella cleverly pushes off Wills, runs inside forward 50 now, steadies himself, kicks towards goal. And that's another beautiful finish. And Kim Cantella is having some sort of game.
That's his third goal for the day.
Got tackled as he took possession of the ball. Cantilla got it over to Brendan Cantilla, streaming away, kicks inside forward 50. That's a beautiful pass. So Kim Cantilla kick on the way, looks pretty good. I think it's going right to the line. Goal umpire had to duck underneath it, but it's through for a goal. Affects Cruz in the marking contest. The ball spills to Patullo. He's got a player in space out the back. It's Church as the ball bounces away from him. He's running into the open goal. Can't miss that one. And that was better transition play by Palmer. So Cantilla wins a hit out straight down to Orville. Orville kicks long down towards half forward. McDonald tipping Woody, running with the flight of the ball, snatches it out of the air and runs in and bangs it through for another Tiwi goal, his second.
Willing to run out of there, so it certainly caused a lot of trouble at Palmerston when they've gone forward.
Patullo did the ruck work, gets it back, swings the ball towards goal. Looks good, it is good. It's gone through for another Palmerston goal there, second in this quarter. Now Patullo chips in short to Wills. He's got a player over the top, and surely another goal here. And again, it's Church who gets on the end of it and runs in and kicks his third goal, his second from about a metre out. He's in space all by himself. He's got the player out wide. As the siren goes, he swings it out there, and the Tui fans rejoice with a comfortable victory here, and obviously one that has a lot of meaning with the ceremony that they had before the game, Nick, and everything that's happened on the Tiwi Islands over the last month or so.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Here, and Forrester's kick misses the target, and a chance for Nightcliff early as Kyle Emery comes out on the lead. Comes in now with the set shot, kicks on the way. Goal umpire does not move, straight through the middle, and Emery gets Nightcliff on the board early in this first quarter. For Nightcliff gets the kick forward, and at ground level it's Kennedy who gets a hand pass over the top. Here's a chance for Nightcliff as the shot towards goal looks good. They're celebrating Nightcliff, but it's Wanderers with the clearance as the kick comes into half forward. Morris from behind trying to punch the ball away. Here's an opportunity for Wanderers as Keelan Fijay gets out the back, has a bounce, runs into the open goal and bangs it through from a couple of metres out to get Wanderers' first goal on the board, and finds Politis just inside the forward 50. Philo running around the back, calling for it. He receives, kicks long towards goal, and he's thumped that straight through the middle. And Jay Moody hands it off to Politis, who kicks long straight down to the contest at the top of the goal square. The ball slips out the back, easy as you like. It's Brett Kennedy who gets on the end of it and thumps it through for yet another Nightcliff goal. So a good hand pass across the top there from Tardrew, and the kick goes into the goal square out the back. Mummery again, one-handed, scoops it up, gets it onto the foot, kicks it over his shoulder, and as quickly and easily as you like. Ball inside to the 50, just Jerome Motlock couldn't handle it, but now it comes across Trey Thompson. Hand passes over the top, and this should be A walk-in goal to Wanderers it is, and a badly needed one, as Preston Patrick got on the end of that. He hand passes over the top, and Motlop drills the pass looking for Thompson, comes back to Marlon Motlop now running inside 50, has a chance to score for Wanderers, and he does, bangs it straight through the middle, and that was a better passage of play. Gets the 1-2, gets it off to Peris now. Peris with a high ball. It's a one-on-one contest out here from the goal square, but working back to help now is Scott. He hooks the ball over his shoulder, and that's a pretty good finish in the end. Aidan Scott, he's been busy on the wing. Hand passes to the running Peris. That kick really didn't go to the advantage of Mummery down there, but Zeus gave it back to Mummery. A bit of candy sold there, and finishes beautifully. That's didn't take possession of the ball cleanly. Dre Thompson at ground level tries to force it forward. A toe poke off the ground from Cooper Darms, I think it was, and he's put it through for another Nightcliff goal. Hard as ever, makes his way to the front, punches it away, but Lewis gets a kick forward. Chance at ground level. Davidson fishes it straight out to King on the outside of the boot. That's a good finish from 30 out from one step, and he uses him out to Marley King. He plays on straight away, kicks into Dre Thompson at half forward, gives back to King running onto the ball, kicks long towards goal, and would you believe it, he's kicked another one. So that's the last 5 of the game to Wanderers, and King's kicked 3 of them. Got a couple of players leading at him as the siren goes to end the game, and what looked to be a game that was fizzing out a bit as a spectacle came to life, with Wanderers kicking those last 5 goals and winning the last quarter and winning the last half, I think, in the end. So didn't toss it in, and there's something for him to work with, I think, Dave.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for this Sunday afternoon of footy on Larrakia country here at TIO Stadium. We've got Wanderers and St Mary's in the Men's Premier League. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me in the commentary box, Ian Butterworth, who'll get us back underway for this second half, Butters.
Second half it is, and the big man for Wanderers, Max Johnson, who's been one of their better players, gets the ball cleared for his team, and there was a high tackle, and Wanderers will take the ball at right half forward, kicking a half out from goal. Inside forward 50 they go. Another very good player for Wanderers, Austin Smith. Probably on his distance, kicking into a breeze, 2 or 3 goal breeze. It's St Mary's by 32 points at half time. They led by 28 at quarter time, so they extended it slightly. Been a bit wasteful. 10-10-70 the green team, or the yellow team if you like. Wanderers 6-2-38. It's the second half. Go backwards. Churgwin, been a revelation. Kicks with the right foot, unusual. The middle in the corridor. St Mary's, they'll go by hand. Austin once again. Got to muck it up if they're going to go by hand. They've got to be precise. Blake Cook doesn't do much. Jack Lant has a couple of goals. Big Jake Toa has the football out. Dylan Lant gets the ball out wide. Running hard after the football. Matthew Motlop. Motlop cleverly taps it back to his teammate, and that's Ankin Lewis. The ball out of bounds, but Motlop and his team, Wanderers, they are in the ascendancy at the moment in terms of field position.
Yeah, they are. They're almost happy to see that one just go over the line, Butters. But a throw in by the boundary umpire over in front of the St Mary's clubhouse, won by Wanderers big man Johnson. Back out now towards the boundary line, keeping it in, the Wanderers player, handballing along the line, and a quick kick away there by Jackson East. Comes off a pack of players. Dominic Grant gets the hands out. Has there been a whistle? No, I'm hearing things. And St Mary's chip it back in. Looks like Harry Ling back to Dominic Grant, who just throws it literally on the boot.
Cleverly done though, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a good mark by Joel Garner.
Joel Garner has it onto the left foot, inside forward 50, looking for the big man, and the big man does not let him down. The reigning Dennis Dunn medalist.
Yeah, he's a bit big for that Wanderers player there. I think it was Ankin Lewis. He probably needs Mitchell Taylor back on him.
Yeah, I think so, because the sticky fingers. He's kicked 2 goals, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Can he open the third quarter with a goal for himself, but more importantly for his team?
Well, it'll be the perfect start to this third quarter for St Mary's. They've been a bit inaccurate today. Jackson Calder puts it on the right, and that one's gone straight through for his third.
The kicking style's not all that flash. It always looks like it's going to come off the side of the boot, but gee, he gets them more often than not. So the third goal, he joins Jack Lant, who's also got 3 goals. The only multiple goal scorer for Wanderers is Jackson East. He has a couple, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. So St Mary's start the third in the best possible manner, 11-10-76, leading Wanderers 6-2-38, as the 2 big men, Jake Toa and Max Johnson, will square off.
He's had a pretty successful couple of years, Jackson Calder. He won a premiership down in the Mornington Peninsula in the off-season. In the last 2 seasons before that, won premierships with Cairns in Cairns. So success seems to follow him as Wanderers try and get this one out of the middle. Bo Tedcastle picks it up. Tackled by Wanderers, and now Wanderers pick it up through Sam Davidson. A big looping handball is going to go across the line in front of Jackson East.
And of course, the big man has played a few premierships for St Mary's too.
Of course he has. He loves the premiership celebration back at the clubhouse afterwards.
Who doesn't?
As well. He likes a few frothies as the ball gets thrown in again, and he's been fantastic today, the ruckman for Wanderers. The big fella Max Johnson, he'd be up there in the top 5 for me.
Better players for St Mary's has been Max Johnson. He's certainly got a couple of ticks. Aidan Dommick's been very, very good. Austin Smith and Jackson East have been good players for Wanderers. Ball tossed in again. Here the 2 ruckmen a dead heat there in the ruck, and here's East, who's one of the better players, and the ball is out of bounds, slightly favouring St Mary's, who are kicking with a bit of a breeze at their back, so they need to make the most of it.
It's probably the strongest I've seen the flags flying today. They look magnificent over there, and definitely the scoring end for St Mary's in this quarter. Big Jake Toa in front of Johnson there in the ruck. Shane Thorne tries to take it out, but he's tackled. Now hands to that man. Austin Smith, he's been fantastic for Wanderers. Dominic Grant just taking the ball there. Looks back inside and finds Blake Cook.
Blake Cook it is, goes wide, favours the grandstand side, but intercepting, there he is, Jackson, the same player as Jackson East. East goes inside to Smith. Smith mucks it up a little bit, but the big man, he just bumps them all off. Well done to the big man there, Johnson. And the missed mark, you miss a mark in this game, Xavier Vallejo overruns the football, so a couple of uncharacteristic errors. Ted Castle kicks inside forward 50, but a poor kick, and it is Motlop. It is Matthew Motlop takes the mark.
Yeah, just been a messy opening to this third quarter. 5.5 minutes in. Wanderers now switching it to the far side. Dominic Grant having a good tussle out there with King, I think it is. So Souter now trying to put the pressure on Wanderers, but they've got it out there with Domic.
Domic has the football, runs down the line, kicks it precisely to Josh Cullinan. Cullinan further forward. Oh, looks a bit not high, not high according to the field umpire. So
Dominic Grant, he's still down. That really hurt. I'm not sure if he's hurt his shoulder then.
Ted Castle takes the football.
He's up now, which is good. Ex-teammate, so Bo Ted Castle going to go long down the wing. Jackson Calder with a lovely mark hard up against the boundary line. He switches it in. He sees Seth Harris, and that's beautiful delivery in there. Harris with an easy mark.
Yeah, and in good position to goal too. Got to make the most of the breeze. Flags horizontal, so the sea breeze has reinforced the northerlies, and it is to the airport end favouring the end to which St Mary's are kicking. So Seth Harris hasn't kicked a goal, or at least in this game.
He's been good in the opening few rounds for St Mary's. He puts that one on the right, but it's going to be a goal. So Seth Harris has now kicked a goal. 7-minute mark of the third quarter here at TIO Stadium. The score, St Mary's 12-10-82. Wanderers 6-2-38.
So they extended the lead, St Mary's. They led by 28 points at quarter time, 32 at half time, and the only 2 goals of the third term have been to St Mary's, but with the aid of the breeze. Wanderers, of course, will come home with the breeze, but by gee, they've got a bit of work to do. 12-10-82, so 22 effective scoring shots to 6-2-38, so 22-8. It really is probably a bit of a measure of the dominance of St Mary's.
Yeah, 22 scoring shots to 8, as you said. Ball back underway. Toa going up against White this time in the ruck, taken out by Marcus Totham, the vice-captain of the Wanderers, into their 50. Trying to get it back out. Austin Smith with the quick hands, but his handball doesn't reach the target. A quick chip in, and it looks like a good mark there to Dylan Holt, I think it is.
Yeah, it is Dylan Holt. It was a courageous mark because he had to spin in midair and he didn't know what was coming towards him. And Holt nicely out on the wing, the far wing, running around onto the right boot. St Mary's further forward, inside to forward 50. The big man, he had 2 to beat there, did Jackson Calder. St Mary's go inside forward 50, and thank you very much, Nate Paredes. Goes nicely, and Calder nails another one. So Jackson Calder has 4, 2 in this quarter, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Add them up, that's 4. That's a good day at the office. Yeah,
unselfish there too by Nate Paredes. He took a great mark and could have gone back and taken his kick, but had the running Jackson Calder in the goal square. So they've played together now for 4 or 5 years at St Mary's and know each other's games so well. So a 50-point margin now at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter.
So it's blown out, as I said a little bit earlier, 32-50. So St Mary's have dominated the early stages, 9 minutes into the third quarter. And it'll be Henry White up against Jake Toa. Henry White from Wanderers. White probably got a fingernail to that, but the clearance, the all-important clearance. It doesn't matter who wins the tap. Ted Castle, been busy. He might have been shifted to the wing or to half-back, Ted Castle, running hard after the football. Well done there to Paul Forrester. Forrester kicks the ball forward to a good player for Wanderers in Aidan Domick. Domick doesn't muck around, goes forward again. Churgwin over the back, taps it to his own advantage, goes one way, then the other, and the handball, the old one way and backwards and forwards, and St Mary's have the footy on the outer wing.
So Churgwin once again instrumental in defence, and he's run forward. He's going to get the mark now underneath the old scoreboard. Looks back inside to his captain, Dylan Lant.
What a game next week. Kick it to the skipper. Lant has the ball on the wing.
So Lant comes out wide now, finds Dylan Holt, who's also pushed down. Boots it inside 50, looking for Jackson Calder, but he's caught behind, and a great mark there by Matty Motlop.
Matty Motlop done all right. Motlop playing a defensive role, kicks it out wide in the Domick direction, and Domick will see the ball out of bounds under the old scoreboard on the wing here at TIO Stadium. St Mary's in control, 13-10-88, Wanderers 6-2-38, so a 50-point lead to the green team, as we call them, even though they're resplendent in yellow. But they've still got a gold, is it?
Gold, green and gold.
But they've got a bit of green, they've got a bit of gold. So it was a trip there, accidental trip, but accidentals don't count. Play on called the umpire. Picked up this time by a very busy Dylan Holt in this term, out in the Paredes direction, but got his measure that time was Matthew Motlop, but Paredes just outsmarts him a little bit, goes inside looking for Calder, and Calder doesn't let him down, turns on the non-preferred left, goes to the goal square, a little nudge in the back, kicked off the fresh air shot.
Yep, he had to, make something out of that, Ted Castle. But St Mary's in their away strip, which is yellow, and it's their Indigenous round jumper designed by Jennifer Lulu Coombs, and that's one of the great things about the footy up here is the Indigenous jumpers that all of our teams have, and the Wanderers have a fantastic one out as well, designed by, I think it's Keelan Fijo, their jumper, but that's their home game, so they're in the blue home strip today.
The mighty Mitchell Taylor gets it out to Daniel Clee. Hasn't had much of the footy today, Clee, but that was a nice disposal. But this man has had plenty of it. But Dylan Holt, but he's got to not Dylan Holt, Dylan Lant, but he's got to give the ball up to an opponent. Play on called the umpire, not in the back. They're pretty clever with it, and just dispossessed there Austin Smith, and so away they go again. Dylan Lant missed the last one, but he's got that one, kicks it nicely just out of the fingertip reach of Jackson Calder, but hot on his tail was the mighty Mitchell Taylor.
Yeah, Mitch has been rock solid. He's in my top 4 for the Wanderers today, and I agree with the names that you read out earlier as well, Butters. Always gives 100%, Mitch.
Right full forward, St Mary's in front. High tackle, missed by the field umpire. Play on. And again, Matthew Motlop kicks the ball off the ground. He's a bit rangy for a Motlop.
Yeah, Dad Mark Motlop, he's the president of the club this season, an absolute NTFL legend, the 4 Motlop brothers. So they are a bit taller than their dad.
I won't comment.
Darcy Churgwin now with starts a chain of handballs. Dylan Lant, Salter just drops it, but he's found Dylan Lant again. Puts it inside 50, looking for Jackson Calder on Mitchell Taylor with a beautiful defensive spoil. Hits the feet of Nate Paredes. He puts it up in the air, but it's going to go through for a behind. Yeah, they're all different. The Motlop, we call them the uncles now, not the brothers. Eddie and Mark, Mo and Paul. They're all NTFL legends and in their own right.
Mitchell Taylor will be a legend. Terrific player.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got made a life member of Wanderers a year or 2 ago, but he's a real role model down there.
He would have played his 150 games, which I think is the measure of player life membership. And there's another man who's been a terrific player and a former captain of the territory, as you alluded to earlier, Braden McLean. But he gives the ball up to a teammate.
I just saw his uncle Madjo McLean at half-time watching on.
Wanderers go forward. Preston Patrick. elegantly across the wing, but over the back couldn't take the mark. Patrick Grace Long, son of PJ Long, Patrick Long, as you said also. High tackle there firstly, picked up by the field umpire, and a good free kick, I would suggest, going to Harrison Ling.
Yeah, Harry got a bit of a high one. Darcy Cherwin will return the ball to him. So he looks backwards. He's got
dangerous
Dylan Holt there. Darcy Cherwin just cool, calm and collected. Is going to switch it across to Benjamin Brown. Brown looking down the wing. Nice mark there by Saints. Cherwin coming back down to provide that run and carry for St Mary's. Just goes over the top of Mitchie Musgrove, and it's going to skid across the line.
So a kick and a half out from St Mary's goal, right half forward, grandstand side, going to the airport end, favoured by the breeze. It's the Saints leading by 13-12 to 6-2. So 25 effective scoring shots to 8. And then we said earlier, a bit of a measure, tossed in by the boundary umpire. What a beauty. Good contest by the ruckman. Wanderers will clear the footy. They go wide. Austin Smith dispossessed. Matthew Motlop. It's as good a game as I've seen him play. Motlop, they get the ball forward, but there's the bustling Jack Lant. Jack Lant bustles, but by gee, he's effective. And if he wants a game next week, brotherly love.
Yeah, they...
Here he goes, swings around onto his left foot. Sorry, Liz.
That's okay.
Dylan Lance swings around onto his left foot, and brotherly love worked to perfection that time.
Yeah, no, I was just saying in the break, I've commentated a few St Mary's games this season, and they just seem to, this uncanny knack of kicking it to each other. So unconsciously know where their brother is. Must come from the backyard. St Mary's now 14-12-96, leading Wanderers 6-38 at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter.
Setting up in the middle, Max Johnson, Wanderers. His direct opponent will be the chop-out Sam Glover, who's done a good job. First game for St Mary's. Glover, tall, rangy. Johnson, as tall, but a bit heavier. And Johnson has dominated the aerial duels in the ruck, at least. Up they go again. Johnson got it down, but it'll be cleared. It'll be cleared by Glover. Glover swings onto the left foot. Not a terribly good kick. Might have been smothered slightly off the boot. Souter runs after the footy. Head down, nose over the football. Souter runs, and misses. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, just missed that. That would have been a good one for Souter. He's another new player at St Mary's. I think he came across from Pint or Banks or one of those clubs. And he's been really good in the Men's Premier League this season. So Mitchie Taylor brings it back in for the Mucks. Finds Sam Davidson. That's still inside the defensive 50. Looking downfield, he's going to come across to the wing, and that one's going to go across the line with a bounce, so it'll be another throw in. Umpire Mark Noonan out there in the green. He's coached. He's umpired 1 million games here in Territory footy. About, I reckon, 300 or 400.
And I think when I was the advisor, he was an 18-year-old. First came to the Territory in the off-season from Queensland, from Brisbane, where he was umpiring in the Quaffle, I think it was in those days.
Yeah, he's a great bloke, Noons. So.
Yeah, but anyway, that happened in the...
For umpires, anyway.
For an umpire, yeah, that happened in the past. Bustling Jack. Jack goes forward. Where's Dylan? Dylan's hovering. So's Jake Toa. Picked up St Mary's to kick on goal in front. Probably should have marked that, but didn't have any voice. And picked up Paredes. Paredes, clever little kick, looking for the skipper, but missed. And another minor score. So at least it might be an even scoreboard. 14-14, 98. I like that, and a nice 60-point lead. So 60 points, that's about 10 goals, Liz.
It is, and Nate Paredes showing his soccer background there as a huge mark comes over the top. Max Johnson for Wanderers. He's trying to get his team going, but they're kicking into players on the mark and can't quite take the handball, and lots of pressure by Saints there. Souter now swinging out, can't get the handball to Brown. Kick downfield by the Wanderers, punched almost across the line by Saints, but Domick keeps it in. He's running through traffic there. He switches across. He's got Cabillo in the middle of the field, but both players arrive at the same time. He manages to tap it out to Braden McLean, gets it back inside, and that's a lovely mark to Sam Davidson, who's run the full length of the field.
He did, but it was a well-weighted kick by McLean. They're very, very clever, and Davidson should kick a goal. pretty much directly in front. Men on the mark. I mean, if you could throw this over.
They need it here as they swing the rotations. Mitch Taylor's going off. You don't see that very often.
It must be an injury.
Might just be going off for a rest.
Oh, he doesn't want a rest. Mitch Taylor, the mighty Mitch Taylor. Don't give him a rest. Get him back on.
Wanderers with a kick from about 45 here.
I reckon it's cleared it.
Gone over the top, and it's a goal for the Muck-Mucks. Sam Davidson, we're going to mark him down for his first goal today.
So Jackson East has a couple for Wanderers. Singles to Henry White, Austin Smith, Brenton Motlop. Yes, Brenton Motlop. Aidan Domick. I shouldn't be cruel to Brenton. He's terrific, but been a terrific man. And Sam Davison are the goal kickers for the Muck-Mucks.
So we are almost at the 20-minute mark of this third quarter. Wanderers with the last goal, trying to sort of keep some sort of scoreboard pressure on St Mary's, who blazed away in this third quarter.
Henry White to take the duties. I don't know where Max Johnson is. Is he on the field, Johnson, or is he on the pine? I don't know what he does. Does he have a rest?
Yeah, he's walking the boundary with Mitch Taylor for a rest.
Oh, okay. So a couple of the big guns having a rest.
Sun's gone down here, so the heat of the day. Going to be tackled here, Mitch Musgrove.
Got a kick away, so that was very well done. Austin gets the ball away to nice tackle, wrapped him up, ball and all. Ball in dispute. The defence of St Mary's. They emerge. Jack Lant head over the football.
The two angry bulls there, Brenton Motlop and Jack Lant. They just need to... There's a report here. Yep. Looks like Brenton Motlop, obviously, if there's a free kick against him.
Heads came together there.
Not sure what happened for him to be reported.
Yeah, heads got close. But we're speculating, or I'm speculating.
Yeah, so it is Jack Lant with the free kick, and there's no one behind him as we just wait for the umpire to put the book away. We call play on.
The man you called that's done a million games, he's not here.
Yeah, no, Noons is down in the St Mary's forward line, so it's the younger umpires there. Play on, back underway here, and that kick finds Nate Paredes in between two Muck-Mucks.
Paredes, bit of work to do, but he got away with it, gets it nicely, gets it forward to Joel Garner. Garner onto the left foot, inside forward 50, looking over the back, can't take the mark as Dylan Lant.
Yeah, the player without eyes for the ball, Dan, and Dylan Lant just knew how to play in front of him. A metre from umpire Mark Noonan.
Yeah, and the problem is now that a little bit of undisciplined play coming out from Wanderers, and when you look at the scoreboard, this is the time to be careful. The coach has got to do some work here and make sure that he calms his players down, because there's no point getting reported or getting suspended if that's on, or giving away soft goals.
Yeah, so Dylan Lant plays on, puts it on the left high, but it's going to go through for a behind. Yeah, Aaron Motlop, he's a very astute coach for Wanderers. He also played for NT Thunder, and he's cool, calm and collected, so he knows he's rebuilding this team and this club, and their women went down to St Mary's today, but if they can all stick together and they can rebuild the Wanderers.
They will certainly hang in, and Preston Patrick, elegant in what he does, but doesn't do enough. But he's got a few mates out there. I'm not being critical of him. It's just that they've been overpowered probably today.
Yeah, pretty impressive, St Mary's today.
Yes.
As I said, that come from behind win against Waratahs in round 2 has injected some life into them. They could have been zipping too. Lifted
in, Johnson over the back with the tap. Ball on the ground, Jack Lant under it. No prior, wrapped up, ball and all. And the ball is flipped back to the field umpire. So just outside the Wanderers' forward 50. Johnson, once again, got his hand to the ball first. But a nice, strong tackle by Offermans. Offermans hasn't had a lot of it. What he's done has been pretty effective.
So we go again.
Here we go all over again. And it's the same old story, isn't it? That Johnson wins the tap, but a series of handballs, and away they go as Wanderers, and that looks like across the face of goal, and Churgwin will go back and bring the ball back into play. Run outside defensive 50, has a bounce, still inside defensive 50, but kicks precisely to Musgrove. Musgrove at right half back. The Sirens beat him. He can have a shot for goal, but he's 200 metres away, so he'll just gently pop the ball back inside to the field umpire. It is three-quarter time, and we can see St Mary's 14-15-99 almost can doff the cap and kiss the emblem. Wanderers languishing 7-3-45, but the Muck-Mucks have the breeze in the final term.
Yeah, Jackson Calder, the story of the third quarter with 4 goals, absolutely turned it on St Mary's. We'll go to the three-quarter time break and be back for the final quarter after these messages.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium for the final quarter of this round 4 men's Premier League game between the Wanderers and St Mary's. It is all St Mary's to three-quarter time, Butters.
Look, it is, and it's 29 scoring shots to 10. That's one of the measures of the dominance of St Mary's, but at least Wanderers have the breeze. They have the winning ruckman, probably one of the better players on the ground, Max Johnson. He's up against Jake Toa. Johnson knocks the ball clear. Who will get the clearance? It'll be St Mary's running around, swinging on the left foot is Garner. Garner kicks it out wide, and probably the first mistake that Brennan's made. Hasn't had a lot of it, but doesn't make too many mistakes. But unfortunately, that was a mistake, and they've laid the ball back and given it to St Mary's at the interchange area. Grandstand side on the wing. The Saints will put the ball into their attacking zone, no doubt.
They're just waiting for the ball to come back from the crowd to Bo Tedcastle. Shout out to St Mary's president Adrian Moschini. It's his birthday today. So he's watching from Cantillas.
So he's not 96 years old like the former president?
No, he's only 95.
Oh, okay. I've done him a disservice. And the ball is in dispute. Left half forward, St Mary's.
Yeah, we had a good birthday party for Uncle Vic over at the club a few weeks ago after that round 2 win.
42 years as president of St Mary's Football Club. Not a bad effort, is it?
I think it's an Australian AFL
It's going to be a world record, I reckon. So ball cleverly flipped out. Wanderers have the break. Knocked forward. Gee, the busy Austin Smith. But he's dispossessed. Dylan Lant had much of the football. Jackson called it. 4 goals for him. Up and under. In dispute, grabbed and not called for a free kick. Glover was a free kick. They did pay it, and rightly so.
Took a while to call it. Nate Paredes will take the free kick. Dragged to the ground.
Yeah, he looks untidy too. It is those shorts.
Is it the shorts? He's always worn long shorts, Nate. So I think it's his soccer background.
Anyway, Nate Paredes,
shorts.
the former skipper, runs in, kicks on goal. Does he make a mess of this?
Yeah.
Like his attire? Yes, he does.
That's the fashion these days, Butters.
No, I don't care about fashion.
So St Mary's
clearly
14-16, 100.
Look at this bloke. No wonder he's a good footballer. Nice shorts, nice fitting jumper, socks up.
Wanderers 7-3, 45.
And a big strong Mark Johnson. Johnson gets it out to probably the best player for Wanderers in Austin Smith. A series of handballs. Wanderers got one early and they got a goal using this as a measure earlier. Josh Cullinan. Cullinan kicks the ball and Cabillo dropped the mark that he should have taken. High tackle on Mitchie Musgrove.
Didn't have the ball, Musgrove.
Yeah, it's not much consolation. He's going to have a headache.
So he'll go back and take the free kick. He goes in hard, Mitch.
He does.
So he looks down, he looks across. Chips it inboard, finds Harry Ling.
Harrison Ling goes further across. Got his mate Churgwin. Churgwin, will he kick outside defensive 50? He does. Right half back. Scoreboard side at Marara, 50-metre penalty. Within that 10-metre protected area, and it's an easy one if you can measure 10 metres.
So that brings Seth Harris right up past the centre circle, chips it in short, spots up a teammate who likewise chips it in. Jackson Calder with the mitts, and he's taken it from only about 15-20 metres out, Butters.
Can he get a handful? He's got 4. He's left of centre. Suits the right foot. Poor old the man on the ground, Ankin Lewis.
Yeah, he looks a bit ginger. So Mitchell Taylor on the mark. Mark Noonan, the umpire, directing where...
Lining him up to the centre of the goal.
The kick goes, and Jackson Calder looking here to kick his 5th.
So the handful coming up probably. Ankin Lewis still on the ground on his backside, and he does it comfortably. So that's number 5 for... that's a good day at the office, isn't it? You get 5 and play near enough to 20 games. 5 by 20, that's just about 100.
Yeah, he's won the league goal kicking the last couple of seasons. He's racked up a couple of premierships, and he even got a Cheney medal for kicking 5 in the grand final for St Mary's a couple of seasons ago. So Jackson Calder doing his job well. The score now, St Mary's 15-16, 106. The Wanderers 7-3, 45. We're at the 4.5 minute mark of the final quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. And Lots of people watching on from around Australia, so hello. I've got a few messages tonight. There mustn't be anything on the tally. Sunday afternoon footy.
Johnson v Toa. Johnson, as usual, knocks the ball down hard after the football. Can't find a way through, so it goes back, and we'll have the Joel Garner. He's been okay, but Johnson's been very good in the ruck. He's won everything with his height advantage has been a terrific advantage and an asset for him. A series of dribbles there, and Ankin Lewis, who we saw down on his backside in a bit of distress down back earlier, but knocks the ball forward, and we've got a free kick. Play on called the umpire, and he's dispossessed. Probably the first mistake that Aidan Domick has made, because he's been a terrific player. Ball goes out wide. Charlton Offermans, what's he got? Forward, he's got the Dylan Lant. Can he get around? He can, and he's dragged down after disposal. It's silly. That's again just an act of undiscipline, and it was just unnecessary. You know, we spoke about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and it just allows St Mary's that probably inside 50 now. Dylan Lant will look long. Jackson Calder on the lead. Calder goes up, but just goes over the top, and Mitchell Taylor handballs dangerously back across the goal square. Nate Paredes putting a lot of pressure there on, and he picks it up. Mitchell Taylor has just touched it on the line. That is my pet hate, Butters, is when players kick or handball back across the goal square. It's just so dangerous. I remember Luke Ablett doing it in a grand final for Sydney years ago and nearly costing them the premiership.
Well,
sorry, Luke.
There you go.
Luke lives in Darwin now, so I love him. But, yeah, it's very dangerous.
High tackle.
There's players down.
He's had some football, hasn't he, Dylan Lant?
I have to read the stats when they come out on Monday.
Lant goes forward to Jack Lant, so brother to brother. It's usually the other way around, but Jack Lant kicks it forward. Who's down there? No one in particular. Ted Castle lurking. There's a handball. Gets to Glover. Glover being impressed with him. Ted Castle sells the dummy again. It's grabbed, gets it out wide, and dare I say it, Zachary Robinson missed.
Yeah, he's usually a defender, so we'll forgive him for that. But the score now, St Mary's 15-18, 108, Wanderers 7-3, 45.
Ball brought back inside defensive 50. Austin Smith gets it outside defensive 50 for the Muck-Mucks. Lovely kick, well-weighted kick. Domick gets it inside to a teammate. Marley King, been quiet by his normal standards. He's been terrific for Wanderers this season. King gets it across to Jackson East. He's been very good all game.
Yeah, big fist over the top by Darcy Holt allows St Mary's to turn it over. Dylan Lant again running through the centre, but kicked sideways. I don't even know how he did that, and that's going to go across the line. The Wanderers players are saying it's deliberate.
Yep.
And they're going to get the free kick. So they bring it back in, hitting up a Jackson East.
East on the outer wing. Nice kick off the boot, inside forward 50, but in front. Lovely strong mark. That was terrific. Mitch Musgrove has a goal, but seems to be playing in defence. Musgrove gets it across to Churgwin. Fantastic. Kicks across his body, out wide. Now the grandstand side. Into Paredes. Paredes to a 2-on-1. It rarely works. It didn't work that time. Wanderers win the ball. Braden McLean gets it. Not to anyone in particular, but the busy Austin Smith goes forward. Churgwin out wide. Robinson. Paredes.
Yeah, when Wanderers have had it in this spot, they look down, there's no one to kick to. It was just a wall of St Mary's players. Jackson Calder at the back, he should get a free kick, no?
It didn't take, so it was a well-timed knock away that time by McLean, and Wanderers will clear. Only as far as Joel Garner.
He's been good, but he just put his teammate under pressure with that handball out to Zach Robinson, so he goes back in to get it, push to ground Garner, and the ball goes...
Would have been out of bounds on the full. I think you're right, Henry White. If we saw that in replay, I reckon it came off a boot.
He's tried hard today for the Wanderers, Henry White, the Mitchell Taylor lookalike. He's got some good height about him, and he's going up again in the ruck against Jake Toa.
Toa and White. Toa in front, but White over the back. Knocks it to advantage, but snared by Cook. And Cook was... pushed high after he disposed of the footy. Comes back to Jack Lant.
Yeah, Jack Lant with a free kick right in front of us here, right in front of the St Mary's bench, the Morris Rioli grandstand. Let's see what he can do with this one.
Too far out to score. He's a couple of kicks away. Jack Lant spears the ball forward to a leading forward, and lovely defensive punch there, that time by Daniel Fuller, who seems to have taken the role on the 5-goaler.
Yeah, I commentated his brother Kane. He's playing for Palmerston in the ruck, a bit taller than Daniel, and he's got a very bright future in front of him. The Fuller name has been well known in football up here.
It has, isn't it? St Mary's in attack, handball, away they go. White knocks the balls, no one in particular. Again, Wanderers, Sam Davidson, been okay today. Davidson to Jack Lant. Jack Lant takes 2 or 3 of them to put him down. Dylan Lant inside, goes by hand to a running player there in Seth Harris. Harris, immaculate. Lace out if you don't mind, and Glover, the left footer, directly in front.
What a delivery by Seth Harris then.
Was good. I like Sam Glover.
Yep. Well, he's come with a pretty good reputation.
Kicked 2 first-quarter goals and has been the chop-out ruckman.
Yeah, on Collingwood's VFL list and from the North Ballarat Football Club in country Victoria. Puts it on the left and has just missed. So the score, St Mary's 15-19, 109. Wanderers 7-3-45.
Wanderers will clear the ball, favouring the outer. Nice kick, Davidson. He was probably taken high, and the umpires haven't missed too much. That was a good free kick. Davidson goes inside, got McLean. McLean has the option of Austin Smith. Doesn't fulfil that, and goes wide again. Wanderers, out they go. Ankin Lewis.
Going backwards.
I'm not sure the value of that, but nonetheless they'll probably work it out. They've given Smith another possession. He's had plenty of them. Smith goes and kicks to a 2-on-1, which doesn't usually work, as we've probably said before. And the fighting, bustling man out there is Offermans, who doesn't do a lot.
Jack Lant just throwing the ball on.
Yeah, well, I guess he doesn't have to give it back to the umpire.
Oh, funny. White line fever, that fella. So umpire Mark Noonan balls it up. Jake Tower knocks it over the back and finds Benjamin Brown. Gets a quick kick away in the Beau Tedcastle direction, who cleverly knocks it on. But Wanderers in Domick, he's been fantastic today.
He has, hasn't he?
He's trying to pick it up valiantly.
Can't find the handle. No matter how hard he tries, he's at it again, but he still can't find the handle. And it's cleared fortuitously, and it's Benjamin Brown gets the ball out, gets it out wide to a teammate, Seth Harris. Seth Harris hasn't had a lot of possessions, but again, what he's had has been very effective. Sells the dummy with the handball. Paredes swings around, kicks on the right boot to a leading player down there, and the rangy Glover takes the mark onto the left foot immediately and goes to the man with 5, lining up for number 6.
Big Jackson Calder, number 24. So I thought he might have been out for a few more weeks when he broke and dislocated his fingers, so to come back after just a week off is a good effort. And the week that he did have off, he was out there in the pink running water.
How does he look in pink?
Amazing. I think it's his colour, and Dylan Lant gave him a special mention back at the club that night.
Okay.
But no, he's a good club person as well, Jackson Calder, in the leadership group, as he looks to kick his 6th one for St Mary's tonight. Puts it on the right.
Has he done enough?
All the players run in to celebrate, so we'll mark him down for number 6.
Number 6 for Jackson Calder. Other multiples for St Mary's. Dylan Lant has 2. Jack Lant has 3. Sam Glover 2 in the first quarter. And, of course, 6 to Jackson Calder. Multiple goal scorers for Wanderers. Only one, Jackson East, 2 goals. One in the first, one in the second. All the rest singles. 7-3-45 Wanderers. St Mary's march on to 16-19, 115. And we're probably halfway through the final term.
Yeah, the 14-minute mark of this final quarter. It's a beautiful evening now. The flags are still flying, so a nice breeze. We haven't had any rain in Darwin for the last month, so we're all waiting for
the last 6 months
for wet season to come. So it's the Oval is holding up well as Johnson again wins that ruck for Wanderers, but it is St Mary's who bring it out through Seth Harris. He's having a fantastic second half, and he's going to get the ball back now, running onto it. Looks downfield, puts it on the left. He's got a player on the lead there, running. Dylan Lance takes a beautiful mark inside 50.
So, question without notice, Liz Cruz.
Yes.
Ruckman, are they overrated? Because it doesn't matter who wins. Well, it doesn't matter who wins the tap. It's the clearance that counts.
That's true, but, you know, we've had such dominant ruckmans in this league the last few seasons. Matty Dennis, who won best on ground in a losing grand final last year. I've commentated Arnold Kirby a couple of times this year. There's a few players saying hello to each other in the middle there. But Dylan Lant having this shot on goal. Runs in on the left. It's going to go across the face. But, yeah, Arnold Kirby the other night for Waratahs was outstanding. He's a big fella and he just rucks and follows up. And no, I like the ruckman.
All right, so Daniel Fuller, I'll bow to you. Daniel Fuller gets the ball down, a series of passes. There's Matthew Motlop once again. Cheeky Matthew Motlop. Tapped the ball to his direct opponent in Benjamin Brown. Motlop goes across nicely, finds McLean. McLean gets the ball back. Series of handballs, they muck that up. That's got to be precise. And Big Glover. Glover gets the football. Sam Glover goes forward by the foot. Too far out to score this time, the big man. Gets to the Paredes. Paredes to the top of the square. Can't take the mark. Mitch Taylor down there tried to kick it off the ground. Was the skipper once again.
Asking for a free. Speaking of ruckman, I went down at half-time and saw the great man Ricky Nolan. Sensational ruck for St Mary's over the years, and Peter McFarlane, who was...
Oh, goodness.
He's just got back from 6 months in Bali, so he's looking very tan. But there's a really good podcast on Jacob Andre's podcast on Spotify. Rick Nolan this week. He's the Pints Premiership coach now in the women's competition, but he's coached at St Mary's again. So if you're a footy buff, look it up on Spotify, because he's a very interesting man, Rick Nolan, as Bo Tedcastle looks inside, but cut off well there by Wanderers on the St Mary's 50.
Wanderers turn around, and the busy and the very prolific Austin Smith. The ball finishes up. Wanderers right half back. They'll switch the ball across the face of goal, looking for White out there. White can't take the mark, so they'll probably turn the ball over here. And Vallejo, who started the game off really, really well. Sam Glover started the game off well and is finishing the game just as well. High tackle there, and again, just a big answer. And if he gets rid of that ball, it's going to be 50.
Mucks don't give it back too. Yeah, no, just silly there by White. It was unnecessary, and he's given Darcy Holt a free kick.
Darcy Holt it is on the left foot, one of the few St Mary's left footers. Dylan Lant, of course, is a fantastic player. Left foot. Bo Tedcastle's not a left footer, but kicks it, and that is the old plum pudding one again, isn't it? And that's our man, the big bird, Joel Garner.
Yeah, first game in Darwin. So
no excuses.
Let him have that one, Butters, because it's different. It's humid out there. It's hot. And, he just threw his hand up in the air and said, missed that one.
I think, wake up, big bird. I think he was dead set asleep then. Ball tossed in over the back. Glover gets it down. He's going to make amends for it. Joel Garner, was he taken high in the tackle? Downfield, maybe.
He didn't like that attention after the kick by Shane Thorne. So players rush in. They just need to keep cool heads. There's no point arguing about it at this late stages of the game with a margin like this. And the free kick's been paid downfield, and Dylan Lant's got it again.
One of the other left footers. And Dylan Lant has had a couple of shots on goal in the last 2 or 3 minutes and missed them both. Probably distance might be an issue here, not to speak of the angle. On the left foot, runs around, kicks across the face of goal. Does he? He does. Oh. Nathan Paredes, ever alert. Is that Paredes?
Yep, it is. Paredes. So he's kicked his first today. He and Dylan Lant have combined really well today, the former captain and the new captain of St Mary's. They know each other's games so well. So St Mary's march on, 17-21, 123. Wanderers 7-3-45.
And 18 minutes, coming up to 19 minutes, so about to tick into time on in the final term. But it's been a good win by St Mary's. Wanderers, they've done some good things. They've had the goal of the year, that series of handballs that we commented on earlier. They've won the ruck. They've had some other good players in. Aidan Dominick's been a terrific player. Braden McLean down back. Max Johnson, as we've said. Austin Smith's been terrific. Jackson East has also been very good. And there's Johnson once again. Wins the tap and the ball, but they can't capitalise on the tap. Knocked out by East. No, it wasn't East. It was Smith. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. So they're not making the most of the dominance of the big man. And that's why I say, is rucking overrated? And you disagree. You don't think it is. So I'll again bow to you.
I think they just need to work on it. You know, Johnson and whoever his mid players are, work on it as Wanderers try and tap that forward.
Tap it to an area, tap it to a plan.
Got to get ball side and get that teamwork going. And as I was saying, Rick Nolan on the podcast this week was saying that ruck work is an art form, and he
he would say that.
He would, and he was talking about Ryan Smith, who's been St Mary's ruck for probably the last decade, who's not playing this year. He's coaching the women. As a free kick is paid to St Mary's in Sam Glover. In his first game for the green and gold, puts it on the boot, finds another first gamer in Joel Garner. And
some would say, of course, that Ryan Smith is in his element coaching the women. That's where he should be.
Oh, he's so passionate, and he's just, I mean, they've had Jared Eilert the last few seasons. Yeah. He's an absolute superstar, absolute legend of football up here in the NT. And then Ryan Smith, he just puts his heart and soul into it, and he's really got the Saints girls humming. They had a massive win today, over 200 points. We know Wanderers are regrouping in the women's competition, so taking nothing away from St Mary's. They are looking good this season as Jackson Calder.
Glover was impressive and got it to Calder, as you said. Calder's got 6. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in this final term. Now he's digging up the ground. Does he come out there with a pot of sand after the game and fill up all his divots?
I'm not sure, but I'm glad he's here, and we're playing here and not at Tracy Village today.
There's another player that the brother of Ricky Nolan, who used to play full forward for St Mary's, Danny, used to dig divots too. One day I thought maybe he's going to disappear in his own divot, but he never quite did.
Danny's doing great things. He's been down at Heidelberg in Victoria and now in Queensland as Jackson Calder runs in, puts it through for his 7th goal today. Jackson Calder for St Mary's. 18-20. The scoreboard's different to the TV, so I'll call the scoreboard 18-20, 128 to Wanderers 7-3-45.
And it's now probably officially a shellacking.
Yes, it is. But Danny Nolan's moved to Queensland and coaching there. He was in Darwin earlier this season for their 20-year premiership reunion.
Okay. But he did dig a hole. He did dig a divot. And as I said, I thought he was going to disappear in his own divot. So Jackson Calder is doing a little bit of Danny Nolan.
So we're at the 22-minute mark of this final quarter, and it is all St Mary's. A huge margin now, as there's been a free kick or umpire's whistle. St Mary's leading by 84 points.
I'm not sure what that indication
no idea
is.
What's going on?
Maybe that's this.
It's a free kick to St Mary's, but he's telling Wanderers players to get out of the square.
Yeah, well they've still got to start at the 6, 6 and 6. Mm-hmm. So the ball comes out wide, picked up by Cook. Cook again has done some good things, goes back in. And the man who's impressed me today and been very good, Matthew Motlop, the rangy Matthew Motlop, gets it out to Braden McLean. McLean has a player inside, decides to go much further along, gets to Brenton Motlop. Motlop goes back to Anchors. Anchors outside to Austin Smith. And Austin Smith kicks, rolls it and kicks a goal. Well done to him. He deserved that. Got one in the second quarter. Now has got one in the fourth quarter and advances Wanderers' score to 8-3-51, trailing the Saints 18-21, 129.
Yeah, 78-point margin late in this final quarter to St Mary's. Austin Smith's tried really hard today. Really busy in the first quarter. So they've kept trying all game, the Muck-Mucks. Umpire Mark Noonan will walk back into the centre circle to ball this or bounce it up.
I think he'll throw it up. Probably hasn't got the energy to bang it in. And we've got Henry White up against Jake Toa. Up they go. Toa does it nicely, uses the big body. pushes the ball out. Wanderers might get the clearance. No, they won't. Running around wide is Blake Cook. Once again, got a nice possession. Cook goes to a teammate wide and in Offermans. Offermans, he's under a fair bit of pressure out there and threw the ball away. Surely the advantage is paid to McLean. McLean gets it forward. Can they get two on the trot? McLean knocks the ball, kicks the ball out of bounds, but it's certainly well within scoring distance inside Wanderers left half forward.
Just looking at the scores, St Mary's kicked 7 goals in the first quarter, 3 in the second, 4 in the third, and the siren has gone, and it is St Mary's who will record a massive win over Wanderers, 18-20, 128 to Wanderers 8-3, 51. Ian Butterworth, some of your better players today.
Well, I suppose we should go with St Mary's, and I thought not necessarily in order. Xavier Vallejo was terrific early in the game. Dylan Lant all game, just knocked up getting kicks. He was very good. Jack Lant had his moments. Darcy Churgwin down back just did not miss a beat. Sam Glover in the ruck and up forward was the chop out ruckman was good, and Jackson Calder 7 goals in any game. That's a fantastic effort. Better players I thought for Wanderers, Jackson East, particularly early in the game. Austin Smith all game was very good. Marcus Totham had his moments early. Mitchell Taylor down back was useful. Aidan Domick probably their best player. Braden McLean down back, and Max Johnson in the ruck, I think clearly the best player for Wanderers. So they had their share of good players, but I just think overall St Mary's had a much broader spectrum of players.
Yeah, 100%. And it's good to see the coaches Anthony Vallejo and Aaron Motlop walking towards each other to shake hands at the end of the game. Well, that's a wrap. Sunday here at TIO Stadium in Darwin in round 4. My name's Liz Cruz. It's been a pleasure to host you this evening. Great to work with you, Ian Butterworth. Tune in next week for round 5 of the TIO NTFL competition. I'll be tuning in from Bali, Butters, so I won't see you next week, but I'll make sure I watch on the live stream, and looking forward to hearing.
Thanks very much, Liz.